Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. We're messing with the 2005 Murray Select. It's the 13.5 horsepower overhead valve IC. It's got the 40-inch cut. This came from my scrapper that delivers. I picked it up from him for $50, and then I picked up a rusty old Troy built self-propelled for $10. So you guys helped me diagnose this thing. You said head gasket, so I started this morning messing with this thing. I rectified the flat tires. I poured some ATV, automatic transmission fluid, ATF, not ATV. Got them to seal. Same for the back tire. I got that to hold air. They've been holding air all day long. So mess with that. This is some of the oil that came out of the crankcase. So I think there's another small container. All it is basically gasoline. The other day when I put gas in it, the tank ended up being empty this morning. All that gas had gone through the Nicky carb and then filled this up. When I went to try this in the other video, what had happened, it was running rough. I removed the dipstick. It had a lot of gas and oil splashed out, but it seemed to run better. You guys said it's probably head gasket. One of you said air breather, but I blew some air in here. I didn't see any blockage. So that was that. I decided to put a inline fuel shutoff. I started out with one of these cheap plastic things and it started leaking around the red tab, leaking gas. So I went with a brass one. It seems to work. I did have the head off to check the head gasket. I did not see any imperfection in the head gasket, and the two kits I have were not the right one for this 13.5. The head gasket number is 273280 Sam or Sierra. 273280 Sam. I probably could have got away with one of these, but they just weren't right. I didn't want to risk it, and I didn't see damage to the original one, so I put it on. So I don't know if the crankcase being so full was an issue. When I removed the valve cover, the mixture just was pouring out of the valve cover here. I put a big container there to catch a lot of it. So what else have I done? I had the exhaust off. One of these bolts back here was a booger. I ended up stripping it. I removed the starter and was able to get a vice grip on it and remove that. So that's been rectified. I set the valve clearance. They were very close. I didn't see any discrepancies there. In my last video, I told you it's 18 foot-pounds on the torque for the head bolts. So I did it in 3 passes, 6, 12, 18. And let me get, I'll use this as a template. So you'd be looking at the front of the engine, something like this. So 1 is in the middle down here. Straight up is number 2. 3 is down in this corner. Then you go to this corner here. 4, 5 is here. Then you jump up here to 6 in this corner. And then this corner is 7 down here. Then you jump up here to get this middle one, 8, between the 5 and the 6. And that's your head gasket number for this 13.5. So that's that. So yesterday I was out here. What I did is I ended up degreasing it, blew all the shit off of the deck, removed the battery, and blew out all the dust and dirt back here. When I was messing with the deck, I found this. Somebody had dropped it there. So the uh, solenoid has been replaced. I can tell just by looking at the other one. It's new, it's all shiny, so you can see what happened up here. One of the posts melted. 3-post solenoid. Part number 8121221-211-16. Made in China. I don't know what if this is a Murray brand. Trumbati. But anyway, any 3 posts will work. So let's try to get this thing to start. I put more gas in it. I got the fuel to shut off. Let me go ahead and put that on. I'm not going to put the cover on. I want to see if this thing's going to start. Oh, another thing I wanted to show you. When I took the cover off, notice the kill wire was off the coil here, and I think this is an aftermarket, or somebody's done something to this. This looks like kind of hokey, and this looks like a smaller coil like you would find on like a 5 or a 6 horse. Other thing, this wire was pinched there like that. So I don't know, this thing's been through the mill. Maybe this coil's gonna work. There's a gap here. Tell me what you guys think. The engine number is 21 Bravo 8070296 Echo 1, 2005. I'll put that down below. "21 Bravo 8070296 Echo 1, 6th month of 2005. I took off the hood to give me straight on access. I can give you the parts and model number up here. The 405000 X-Ray 8. And it gives you all your belt numbers, blade numbers. We don't need a snow blade, and we don't need a snow thrower. That's never going to happen in Southwest Florida. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen here. So I think we're good on the oil. I kind of checked it a couple times. Yeah, we're up in the hash marks. Like I said, I drained off all that liquid in the crankcase. Let me see if this thing's gonna start. Fuel's on. Let me see if it's leaking out of the bowl or anything. Okay, it's dry on this side. I'm gonna go and try to start it. I don't see any fuel leaks. I don't want to burn up this late in the day. I've spent all day messing with this thing, doing this, doing that. This has been a big pain. Okay, let me reach in here. I kind of tuck the ignition switch in here just in case it rained. Let me see if it's going to start with the ignition switch. No. Oh, let me sit down. It might be a safety thing. I got the parking brake on. That should be good enough. No. So give me a second. I'm going to have to jump it like I did before. Jump it right to the starter. So we got something wrong. We got a new the new coil maybe is acting up, or poor ground. Freedom Mower said maybe check grounds. Maybe the coil's bad. Check his channel out, Freedom Mowers. He does a ton of riders as well as pushers. I want to blow a couple of these riders out that I've just picked up. I think one's going to my daughter's house in Lakeland. She's looking for one, and then I'll sell the others here locally. Okay, I got my positive lead. Let me put it on full choke, and then I'll get ready to knock it back if it starts. I got another ignition switch coming just as a backup, because I've got, like I said, a couple of these Murray Selects. I like to have parts available. Okay, that's hot. What's the deal? Do I have to motivate it? I got fuel in the filter. What could it be? Well, they had the kill wire off the coil, and that's the only thing I've changed or messed with since then. Let me take this coil kill wire off. Maybe that's our issue. Maybe it's grounding out somewhere on the frame that I don't know about. Okay, let's try it now. See if that made a difference. That's the only wiring thing I mess with, is plugging the kill wire back into the coil. So that's our issue. That's why they had this coil unplugged. It's this black wire goes into that harness right there. And then from there it changes to yellow. So I'd have to get my test light out and check continuity. Yep, something screwed up somewhere. So let's start this thing over again. Bring the choke off slightly. Okay, didn't sound too bad. all that smoke. I had the muffler down here when I was draining the oil. Some of it went down the frame and landed on the muffler. I just had put everything down there right below it. So that's why you're seeing a lot of uh, smoke. It's just oil that had dripped on it. The reason it stalled, I came over here and turned my shut-off valve to off. It just ran out of gas. So I had it way up here on the high position. I tried to go backwards with it, and it cut out. The RPMs were going up and down a little bit, hit and miss. I think I just need to change the carb out or rebuild it. But I got two coming. Put one on here and have one for a backup. So I think that'll cure our issue. And apparently we got spark because it ran with this coil. So thanks guys for helping me troubleshoot here. We gotta ground our black ground wire, which goes to the coil, then turns into the yellow one, is grounding out somewhere in the system. Maybe it's a safety switch, or maybe the yellow's rubbing the frame somewhere. So whoever was messing with this tried to figure out the issue, came up here and undid the ground wire from the coil. When I saw that dangling there when I had the cover off, I thought, oh, did they forget to do it, put it back, or is this part of the solution? So it seemed to run fine. I don't know what the compression is, but sounded strong. I guess the head gasket was fine. I think it was just so filled up, overfilled with gas and oil, that it caused the running issue. Anyway, I wanted to get you guys out here before it got dark. Sun's going down. This is my last project. If you've got a 13.5 Briggs engine, overhead valve IC, industrial commercial, the head gasket 273280 Sierra. That's all I got for you. I'm going to start putting all my tools away. I'm going to save the buttoning it down for another day. I'm not going to mess with it anymore. My objective was to see if it started. It started. It still needs work, but we're plowing ahead with it little by little. I think it'll be a good tractor once we get all the gremlins taken care of. This thing was a, what do you say, a turd. A turd so far. A lot of minor issues that need to be corrected. But we're going to plow through and go down the list and cross them off as we go. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Adios amigos. Thanks for coming out. I can feel that engine heat. I didn't want to run it too long without all the plastics on it. I don't want to overheat it first thing after I mess with it all day. I'd be bummed out. That would not be a good day. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll see you guys. Thanks. I'm somewhat happy, not totally happy, but somewhat happy. I think we're going to be able to mess with this thing with no problem. One more time, 21 Bravo 807 0296 Echo 1 is your engine number, the top number. The serial numbers down below. 050629 Zebra Alpha 10473. Oh, I lapped the valves just like I did with the 17.5 Briggs Murray Select mower. I took the valves off, cleaned all the carbon off the head, lapped both intake and exhaust, and put it back together. So back to back jobs. I figured I had all the stuff handy to do the other job. I just came in to do this one. Basically, it's the same engine, just the head gasket was different. All the bolt patterns the same, exhaust was the same, intake same, cover was the same. So I took advantage of working on the other one. It's fresh in my mind. Tackled it with my eyes closed. Okay, Mr. Cluck and I are going to go to the front porch and watch the birds go by. He's going to look for his second cousins. I'm sure they're around somewhere. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Adios.